There, Colleen Adrian here today, and I want to talk to you about how helping your child can sometimes, not always, but sometimes undermine their confidence. I'm going to tell you a little story. So when my son was younger, he might have been, I don't know for sure, he might have been around 9 or so, and his dad's birthday was coming up, and he was really excited about it. And so he was making some cookies. And we were eating gluten-free and dairy-free at the time. So he found this recipe in this cookbook that I had, and it was quite detailed. There was a lot of ingredients, and he was on it. He still loves to cook. He's 20 now. And so he's making these cookies. He's in the kitchen. He is doing his own thing. And I pop in there, and the cookies have some coconut in them. He hasn't made the cookies before. It's a new recipe to him. So he's looking at the recipe and he says, he says, I'm not going to put the coconut in. He says, I don't like coconut. And the recipe, I had a look at the recipe and there wasn't very many ingredients in it. And the coconut was quite a substantial amount. And I thought, I wonder if they're going to work out. Like he might need to replace it with something. So I volunteered without being asked a suggestion. I said, you could put some, hemp seeds or something else in to replace them. And I'll never forget his body response because he had been excited, he had been doing his own thing, and his body kind of slumped. And then I saw his momentum slow down. He became indecisive. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do anymore. He knew he didn't want to put the hemp seeds in. He's like, I don't like hemp seeds. And he resisted me on that. But I could tell that his whole energy had shifted and I felt it. I saw it visually and I also felt it. And I was like, wow, like I really butted in and I shouldn't have. So I thought about it a lot and I actually wrote, I probably have an article somewhere. I should look it up because I could link it below. Um, I wrote about it and I really realized the extent to which helping your kids when they haven't asked can undermine their confidence. And it really undermines their willingness to be spontaneous and to just try things, right? And I watched myself. I became more aware after that, and I noticed how like I still occasionally automatically jumped in and helped where it wasn't asked for. And it often shifted his energy. And over time, your kids tend to become less confident, or um, you might notice that instead of just jumping in and trying something, they're kind of looking up at you and going, should I do it this way? Or can I do it this way? So it really can have a big impact. And we tend to do this if we're a little bit hypervigilant or if we're a little bit anxious ourselves. And I'm speaking from my own experience, so this might not be the case for you. Everybody's a little bit different, but I have tended to be a little bit hypervigilant and a little bit anxious just in general. And so tending to pay attention to what he's doing. And sometimes that's really positive and really supportive. But when it comes to this kind of helping or offering unsolicited advice, often it undermines it undermined my son's confidence and his willingness to take risks, basically, and to be creative and to just try things spontaneously. So I invite you to just pay attention. This isn't a hard and fast, do this or don't do that, or, I don't, um, what do I want to say? I want to say just just get curious about what's going on. Notice your child's response, notice what you are feeling inclined to do when it comes to helping, and notice whether you need to help. Is there a safety issue? Or are you maybe anticipating something that could happen down the line, but that may not actually even happen? And are you able to just kind of hold back and let your child carry on and support them at a point that they do need help if that actually happens? Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, as always, I'd love to hear them.